Hello, welcome to another edition of Sense and Nonsense. My name is P Tharyan and you're watching the Motown India show. Today I'm going to talk about climate change. I'm sure in the past few weeks, a lot of us in India have experienced the disastrous consequences of climate change. Yes, the rains being a great example. It's been flooding everywhere because it rains all across the country. And many of us living in Delhi and surrounding areas have experienced the traumatic effects of flooding. Many houses have been flooded, people have been evacuated, and things are getting from bad to worse. This story is not over. It's going to continue month after month, year after year, and climate change has become a very serious issue for us. In fact, in the past, I've talked about glaciers melting, I've talked about weather patterns changing, I've talked about temperatures rising, but nobody gives really a damn. Everybody's buying cars and bikes. And what's wrong in buying cars and bikes? The problem is that IC engine or internal combustion engines are having a very negative impact on the climate. So what's the solution? Should we stop buying cars and bikes? Or should we move on to electric vehicles? Or should we move on to hydrogen powered vehicles? Or like what Toyota is doing, ammonia powered vehicles? So what's the real solution? Obviously, we need to augment our public transport system. And that means we need to build our infrastructure in and around this public transport system all across the country so that everybody, that means you, me, the lower middle class, the upper middle class, we travel more so often in a public transport vehicle. Now, what are the examples of a public transport? The beauty about public transport is that it's shared mobility. And shared mobility means that instead of taking one huge car out every day for your selfish purpose, you can sit in a vehicle like a beautiful bus or a beautiful metro and travel with hundreds and thousands of others, provided you get the luxury and the comfort associated with the public transport. Personally, I wouldn't love to travel in a Delhi Transport Corporation bus, though I have traveled several times. It's stuffy, even the air-conditioned buses are yucky. I mean, it's a big no-no for me. I'm just a middle-class guy. In fact, the Delhi Metro, and I'm sure there are similar metros all across the country, it is among the most efficient, comfortable and savvy way of traveling. And I've been doing so very much in the past and I love it. Right across my street, there's going to be a new station. Yes, there's a new line coming up in front of my house somewhere and it's just walkable distance. In the past, if I had to take on a metro, I had to travel 100 rupee distance by an auto rickshaw to go to that metro station. But in a couple of years, I'm going to have one bang opposite my house, across my street, and that's going to be so easy for me to travel in. The beauty about the metro travel is that you have to walk a bit, not so much where you sweat like a pig, but a short distance where your muscles are all toned up, rather than just stepping into your car and getting fatter by the day as you drive your vehicle. Here, you walk a bit, get into a metro and then travel in absolute comfort. And I must say that even in peak hours, it is comfortable because it's air conditioned. Sometimes it can be a little irksome with so many people, but that is for the governments to build our infrastructure in and around the public transport system or shared mobility. Now that is the best way to limit our emissions. If all of us continue to be selfish and keep on buying brand new cars and brand new bikes every now and then, the problem is the car companies and the bike companies will make a lot of money and the guys owning them will become richer by the day. But remember, in the process, you are harming the entire planet. The more vehicles we have on the road may be good for the companies per se, but it's going to be bad for the environment. And mind you, the weather patterns are changing and you need to be serious about it. People who thought their houses would never be flooded are now realizing that yes, the dirty waters of the Yamuna or the Hindon or any other river can actually get into your house and destroy your savings in terms of your furniture, your building, your possessions and your peace of mind. So tomorrow, if you want these weather patterns to be controlled, you want temperatures to be controlled, you have to get into shared mobility. You have to move from IC engine to electric vehicles. Though personally, I'm not in favor of electric vehicles because in order to make these electric vehicle batteries, you have to again dig up the soil, you have to dig in for magnesium, cobalt and lithium, and that means you're again destroying nature, and by digging the soil and areas, you're again destroying the environment. So my solution for this entire thing is you need to be less selfish and start moving in shared mobility. That would mean a beautiful bus, an air-conditioned bus, an air-conditioned metro service, an air-conditioned cab. Take the taxis and the autos. They run more efficiently than your personal vehicle. So I am not totally against vehicles per se, but the fact is that today the time has come for us to think beyond our selfish means and our selfish dreams. We have to make sure that what we leave behind for our children and our grandchildren is not an earth completely destroyed by these horrible weather changes and changes in the environment. So please travel by the metro, please travel by air-conditioned buses, whatever you think is comfortable, savvy and is good for you, please do that. Now think twice before you actually buy a car or a bike that is run on IC engine, because these vehicles, no matter how good they are in terms of their efficiency, they still emit pollution. Their emissions are not zero. It's not like electric vehicles, but again, electric vehicles destroy the environment in a different way. I'm not sure how good hydrogen is or ammonia is, but the fact is that we need to be traveling by the metro to begin with. Experience it. You will be saving the planet if you travel wise. Till the next time, ciao.